Hello everyone, and welcome to our lead presentation for home daycares. The purpose of this presentation is to provide information regarding possible lead exposures in your daycares and even homes. If you have any questions throughout this presentation, we will have resources that you can contact at the end. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, lead is a naturally occurring element found in small amounts in the Earth's crust. While it has some beneficial uses, it can be toxic to humans and animals, causing health effects. Unfortunately, there is no such thing as a safe amount of lead in the body. Therefore, it is important to identify where you can be exposed to lead and remedy those exposures. Children are at a higher risk for lead poisoning because of the adverse health effects they can experience and how easily they can be exposed. Lead poisoning can cause developmental delays in children's brains and nervous systems, especially before age 6. Children are more likely to be exposed to lead since they can eat it in the dirt or soil, toys, or dust. The National Center for Healthy Housing aims to reduce health disparities by creating better housing for all. They have resources for multiple lead exposures that include how to identify these exposures and how to fix them. They also provide sample policies that daycares can adopt to minimize exposures, such as testing water for lead, or ensuring that only lead-certified contractors will perform renovations. Provided on this slide are links to these resources. Lead paint was used in homes prior to 1978, when the use of lead paint was banned in the U.S. Homes built prior to 1978 may still have lead paint in the interior or exterior. Cracking paint can release lead dust into the air or create paint chips that children can ingest. There are a few steps that daycares can implement when checking for lead paint. Number 1, find out when your home or building was built. Was it built before or after 1978? Number 2, inspect your home or property for lead-based paint or complete a risk assessment. Luckily, the EPA has an online tool to help find local resources. Number 3, if lead is found, create a lead remediation plan. This usually includes contacting your local health department or your state or local lead poisoning prevention program. Number 4, have a lead-certified professional complete the work. And finally, number 5, conduct annual checks for lead. Another form of lead exposure is drinking water. Only 15 drops of lead-contaminated water can contaminate an entire swimming pool. This is difficult to detect since lead is odorless and tasteless. Lead can enter drinking water via lead pipes, lead solder, or leaded alloys. The steps to take for lead in the drinking water are: number 1, learn where your water comes from, a public or a private source. Number 2, determine if lead service lines supply your water. Number 3, determine if the fixtures or solder in your home or building contain lead. And number 4, have your water tested for lead. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, if the amount of lead in your water is above 15 parts per billion, you will be required to act. This can include monitoring your water quality, implementing corrosion control treatments and monitoring source water, conducting public education, and/or replacing a lead service line. There are a few short and long-term measures that daycares can implement to prevent lead poisoning from drinking water. For short-term measures, you can use cold water for drinking and cooking, flush the taps for a few seconds before drinking, use a water cooler dispenser or bottled water, and finally, install NSF or ANSI 53 certified water filters. For long-term measures, you can replace the lead service line or replace any other lead-contaminated fixtures or soldering. The Utah Department of Environmental Quality provides resources for clean drinking water. In addition to educational materials, they also provide funding to test drinking water for lead. The link on the slide is for the application page to apply for this funding. Public schools, charter schools, Head Start programs, and licensed childcare facilities can apply. Lead usually enters the soil from lead paint falling into the dirt or from the historic use of leaded gasoline traveling from the air to the soil. Homes near heavily trafficked roads and factories are at a higher risk of soil contamination. Mining and milling can also disturb the soil of the surrounding area and cause lead to be unearthed. Since lead can enter the soil in so many different ways, it is important to test your soil for lead. Here are some steps to test your soil and reduce possible exposures. Number 1, find out when your home was built. Number 2, test the bare soil around the home with the help of EPA-recognized labs. Number 3, take measures to reduce exposures to lead in the soil. This can include planting grass, laying sod, or other measures to cover the soil, or limiting outdoor activities such as building a sandbox, a water table, etc. Finally, number 4, reduce soil and dust entering the home or building. You can place a floor mat or use a shoe-free policy inside the building, have employees and children wash their hands regularly, or using a HEPA filter vacuum or mopping the floors daily. The last category of lead exposure is consumer products. Some older or imported toys and jewelry may contain lead, so it is advised to keep these items away from children. Old, imported, or handmade pottery can also contain lead. Lead-contaminated particles can also be found in herbal remedies, folk medicines, and imported spices, foods, or cosmetics. To keep children safe, it is advised to avoid cooking or storing food in old, imported, or handmade pottery, avoid products with a higher risk of lead content, keep metal keys out of reach, and wash toys often and throw out worn toys. The Utah Apple Tree Program aims to reduce human exposures to hazardous substances in the environment through exposure investigations, environmental risk assessments, and health education. The Utah Apple Tree is available to help answer any questions or concerns you may have regarding lead test results and provide consultations. Under Apple Tree, the Utah Choose Safe Places program works to ensure that daycares are environmentally safe for children. There are 3 options for daycares to complete to participate in the program. You can choose which options you would like to complete according to your daycare's needs. The options include watching a training video about the program, completing the Environmental Health Self-Assessment Questionnaire, and requesting an in-depth assessment of your home. We highly recommend that every daycare complete the self-assessment to determine if lead contamination is an issue at your daycare. The form is available on the Utah Choose Safe Places website. Here are the specific steps for completing option 2, the Environmental Health Self-Assessment. First, you can complete the questionnaire, which can help to narrow down possible exposures in the home. Next, send the form to Utah Apple Tree via their email at appletree@utah.gov. After Apple Tree analyzes your questionnaire, they will reach out with any potential concerns and options. This process is free and highly encouraged for all daycare sites. Here are a few resources that daycares and even homeowners can refer to when looking for lead exposures. And finally, here are a few local resources that you can refer to for more information about lead. Thank you.